Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today I am here to talk to you a little bit about journalism and the blurred line between being a journalist and being a tea gossip channel on YouTube. So if you are interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so as most of you probably know, if you're watching this video, I made a video in late July about Katie Joy from Without a Crystal Ball. I had recommended her channel. I retracted my recommendation, and during that time, right before and right after that video, I went down sort of a rabbit hole of information that was either being provided to me or information that I came across myself about this creator. And I had some follow-up thoughts. I've done videos reading comments and reading nasty comments as well. So here's the thing with this creator. I think that many times when creators are put under a spotlight by fellow creators on YouTube, many of them will try to play that card. Oh, I'm being bullied, I'm being targeted, there's a campaign against me. When many times the fact of the matter is there's no targeting being done. It's just people coming to a realization that you are monetizing content that you shouldn't be monetizing. Or sometimes maybe they're discussing subject matter that shouldn't be on YouTube. Maybe it's none of their business to talk about these things. Maybe it's the way that they handle criticism when it comes back at them. When you are a tea channel, a gossip channel, a drama channel, whatever kind of channel you want to call yourself, you are a public figure. And I think one of the biggest problems is that with her, she wants the publicity of having a lot of subscribers and a lot of views and wants to talk about whatever she wants to talk about and make all the money on YouTube. But then when someone has a video critiquing or sharing their experience as a former subscriber or even a current subscriber of hers, it's all of a sudden, no, I can't take that. That's not the way that this should work. The reason that a lot of times Katie Joy is referred to as a Karen is because she wants to do whatever it is that she wants to do, and I said this in my original video, but when it comes back on her, it's, I want to talk to a manager, I can't handle what's going on right now. And a lot of people have stopped drinking the Kool-Aid when it comes to Katie Joy. And I think that a lot of people in the future are going to continue catching on to her. So here's the thing. Let me tell you guys why I subscribe to tea channels, gossip channels, whatever it is. I subscribe to them because the ones that I subscribe to and support give an unbiased opinion of what's going on in the YouTube creator space, the beauty guru space, the celebrity space, whatever it is that they're focusing on. Like, for example, Peter Mon, he talks a lot about beauty influencers. And while sometimes I do think it's kind of like, the same record on repeat, because it is the same beauty influencers that he's consistently talking about, the one thing that I can say is, based on my opinion as being a pretty long time subscriber of Peter, is especially over the last couple of years, he's done a really great job of not showing any bias to any of these people. And if and when someone comes to him with a critique or an issue with a video that he's done, he has addressed it head on. He doesn't say, oh, you guys are being mean to me, or you guys are ganging up on me, I don't deserve this. He addresses it and we move on. So, I think that you really need to be able to do that. And there will most likely be a day when I have to do that. I'll probably put out a video at some point and it might not be super well received. But what am I going to do if and when that day happens? I'm not even going to say if. When that day happens, because it very well could happen, I will address it head on. I will apologize. I will listen to my people, my subscribers, and I'll figure out where I went wrong, how to fix it, and how we can move on as a unit. Because my subscribers are with me along for this ride. Like, I know that I talk about it all the time. My subscribers are everything. They have brought me to this point, and they could set me back to, zero if they really wanted to. So I think that I hold subscribers at a very high regard. I know a lot of YouTubers do. Some don't. Some do. I tend to gravitate towards YouTubers who do really hold their subscribers at a high regard. I really like that. And I don't want to say, well, F you guys, like the video's already out, so if you don't like it, leave. Like, that's not my attitude. I want to learn, and I want to keep all of my subscribers here with me. I don't want them to drop off and, make videos talking about, oh, well, I used to subscribe to her, but then she, kicked me out of her social media, or she snapped on me on live. Like, that is not my gig at all. And I think that it's disgusting to allow people to build you up to a certain point and then have that attitude of, well, you're out of here then. No, you're not out of here. Like, let's talk about it. I don't think that all criticism is fair all of the time. I do think that as YouTube creators, you're going to have trolls along the way. That's just the way the internet works. But if there are people who have legitimately been watching you and bring a concern to the table, tackle it head on. Let's learn. And that's one thing that I don't think that Katie has done at all, is learned from anything that has been brought to her attention. I'm sure she's watching this video. So, hey, Katie, how are you? Hope you're enjoying my video so far. This is just someone who refuses to learn and refuses to change her ways. So I talked a little bit about this, and I'm only going to mention it for a quick second because that's not the topic of this video. But it is an overlying, it's a common denominator on her channel, and talking about topics that don't deserve to be on YouTube. And I think that most of the time she will try to claim that she is a journalist and that she is bringing the news to the people. Now, let's talk about that for a second, because you want to be considered a journalist, yet you don't carry yourself in the regard that a journalist would carry themselves in. When I think of a journalist, I think of the people who write for the New York Times or the Washington Post, or, have positions with the local, news, and they bring the news to the people. I think with her, the reason that she throws out this journalist thing so often is because it's almost like a get out of jail free card, how she can talk about inappropriate things that might not necessarily need to be on YouTube, but she'll say, oh, well, I'm a journalist. I'm covering the same things that the news would cover. So I not only should be allowed to make these videos, but I should also be allowed to monetize them. If you take the Sophie situation, that is her cop-out to say, well, I spent 2 hours researching this, even though the research is a whole different topic. Journalists really do research the topics that they're discussing for days and weeks and sometimes even longer. I don't know her. I don't live with her. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But I can say, in order to go on live anywhere from 2 to 5 to 7 times a day, I don't think that there is a fair amount of research being done on the topics that are brought to her channel. And I think that when you're discussing such sensitive subject matters, and there is limited to no research being done on it, that is where you come out with this dumpster fire of really problematic content that is consistently being broadcast on her channel to whomever it is that's watching these videos. So as far as being called a journalist, I don't think that she's qualified to call herself a journalist, but I also don't think that she deep down wants to put in the work that an actual journalist would put into presenting these stories. I do think that it's a cop-out, and I think it's a reason for her to be able to say, well, this is a sensitive subject, but I, deserve to be paid for it because I'm bringing attention to it. I just don't agree with that. And, you can say, oh, well, if you don't agree, don't watch it. But I've said in other videos, the problem with content that she's putting out is you're spreading misinformation, and you're airing people's, many times, dirty laundry that the general public might not have known about if you weren't digging 8 miles deep on Twitter or wherever it is that this story came from. And digging is not research. I want to make that very clear. Digging for gossip and actually doing hard research are two completely different things. So anyway, the other thing that I will say about Twitter while I'm at it is that, and I could be wrong, you guys please correct me if I'm wrong. I am open to hear both sides of it as long as it's, you're thinking critically. If you're just a troll, then, I can't help you. The thing with Twitter is, like I said, and I could be wrong, I don't know a whole lot of journalists that have Twitter pages that it's like after 9 p.m., like the vampires are out and like they're ranting on Twitter and like flying off the handle at their followers and, posting really nasty worded messages to other people on Twitter. I don't know of a lot of journalists that carry themselves that way, because here's the thing with journalism, if you are being paid to discuss all of these different subject matters, you want to be held in that high regard. You don't want to be known as, oh, well, she works for, CNN, but she flies off the handle at night on Twitter. It's a real circus. They don't want to be looked at that way, and I know that there might be some out there, but most journalists that are on social media are not feuding with the people that follow them. I also think that in order to be a well-respected journalist, you typically need to be pretty open to criticism, especially if you're on a public platform like TV, or if you're writing for, a newspaper or a well-known blog. You're going to get critics. That's just the way it is. Again, if you are a public figure, you're going to get some critics. Typically, if you have criticisms, you write to the news station, or you email the email address that you can find. Like, I'm not familiar with this because I don't ever email or reach out to news sites, but it's an open door policy. And with her, she doesn't have an open door policy. It's give me all the praise. Let's talk about all of the good things that I'm doing. But if you come here and tell me that I'm wrong, or if I'm talking about something that I shouldn't be talking about, or if you think I'm monetizing stuff that I shouldn't be monetizing, then the door will be slammed in your face. And that door is metaphorically, you're going to be blocked. You will be blocked on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and I will never have to deal with you again. The open discussion thing too, with having members only on quite frequently, and I don't want to hear about, oh, well, members only is on so that the chat can be read by Katie. Like, all of that nonsense needs to go, because here's the thing. If you care about your subscribers, you're going to open it to everyone who subscribes, not just the people who are giving you extra money by being a paid member, or sending a super chat. Like, oh, send me a super chat so that I can notice your comment in the chat. No, like, slow down the chat. Let's take your time and actually address everybody, whether or not they're giving you extra money on top of wanting to ask a question. The other thing I'll say with criticism is that she made it very public and very well known that on Twitter now, she can choose who can reply to her tweets. So she will be using that, you know, I'll guarantee 100% of the time. I don't have a Twitter. I don't care to have a Twitter, so I don't know how it actually works. But I can guarantee you that with her vocalizing how happy she was about that, she will be utilizing that tool. So that's another way that you can filter any criticism that you're getting, because you can choose to only have certain people be allowed to reply to your tweets. So this is going to be such a curated group of people that you see commenting and talking in live chats. You know, we already know that comments are deleted on YouTube videos. So it's just going to be a very curated group of people who you see interacting with her going forward. I'll guarantee it. The other thing that I'll say that really rubbed me the wrong way when it was brought to my attention a couple weeks ago was that, okay, and I'll just, y'all don't need a reminder, none of you are dumb, but right now we are in a position where many people have lost their jobs. They have either lost it completely, or they are limited to how much they can work and how much they are able to earn, especially if they are hourly employees. So I think right now to really gloat about how much money you're making on YouTube or whatever, I think it's just a really bad look in my personal opinion. She made it a point a few weeks ago. She has this new channel, Katie Joy Live, which, by the way, I think it's very funny that she changed her channel name to Katie Joy Live, considering that BX Beast Boy has his BX Beast Boy Live channel. That wasn't her original channel name, but that's just a side note. I think it's very convenient. On her new channel, she decided that even though she was dealing with this issue on her head, she needed to cover that up with a rag and come on to let everyone know how quickly her new channel got monetized. That's just tacky to me. You know, and again, you think of all these little side scenarios that have happened with her, and then you think of her wanting to call herself a journalist. It just doesn't add up. These two things cannot coexist under the same roof. Like, it just, I cannot, like, make it make sense. If someone can make it make sense to me, I'm all ears. But to me, you're covering really sensitive subjects, wanting to be paid for them, but then you're coming on live with a rag on your head, wanting to let everyone know how quickly your new channel got monetized. It just is tacky. And especially right now when a lot of people are struggling, a lot of people are, you know, not able to pay their mortgages, pay rent, pay their utility bills, buy the groceries that they need to feed their family. And you make it a point to let everyone know how quickly you got monetized. To me, that is tacky, and it is like a big f you to the people that did subscribe to you. And here's the other thing. I heard with my other videos, and you know, these comments really don't mean a whole lot to me, but I don't want to hear that I am jealous of Katie Joy. She has absolutely nothing for me to be jealous about. I am just fine over here with my number of subscribers. I have the best subscribers, seriously, ever. I have a really good group of people. I really love the videos that I put out. I'm not putting things out just to, make sure that I can place 7 or 8 ads on them just so that I can, up my revenue. I have a full-time job. This is a side hustle for me. So this is fun. Like at this point, this is all fun for me. I am not ever nervous about the content that I post. I'm never feeling like I might get backlash because I know that I put respect, dignity, and work into the videos that I do put on my channel. The other thing that she bragged about recently that really bugged me was that she was bragging about how she has so many subscribers and people should share information with her because of the size platform that she has. Nobody owes Katie Joy anything. Nobody owes her a subscription, a story, a like, a view minute, a click. Nobody owes anyone anything, and that goes for all YouTubers. To sit there and say, oh, well, I have this many subscribers, so it's almost like I deserve to get exclusive information is disgusting. Like, even if let's just say that I was someone who had some sort of exclusive information that I wanted to share with the, world anonymously, Without a Crystal Ball is the last person that I would ever give any kind of sensitive or, any information. Like, she is the last person that I would ever go to and say, hey, I want to get this out to people, but, here, can you do it? Like, no, that would never happen, not in a million years. And any outsider, it's crazy because I was actually looking, since I don't have Twitter, I was looking on Google to pull up her Twitter. And, when you type in WOACB, Reddit actually comes up. So the fact that, let's just say that I was a stranger and, saw something on Twitter or somehow was introduced to her and was Googling her, the Reddit comes up and also the Twitter page without any crystal balls or whatever. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Also comes up. So it's just very funny. Like, now that I'm sort of like not a subscriber and looking at all of this in a different light, it's very easy to find information on her and kind of figure out why everyone is so up in arms with what she does and how she publishes content. So the last point that I want to make in this video is that, and I really don't want to go into any specific details. If you guys are curious, you can go look on her Twitter. It's a heyday over there right now. I think it is despicable to be mean-spirited and then try to flip the script and say, oh, well, you guys don't understand. I was going through this, or I was going through that, or I was having a bad day because of this, or that to me is it's just such a sleazy way of doing things, in my personal opinion. We all have bad days, but you cannot use that as a crutch to, be mean-spirited or be snarky or, whatever way you want to describe it. If you're having a bad day or a bad week, or maybe you're just not in the right headspace, take some time off of the internet. Now, I know that everything with her is about the money and the clicks and the views and how many lives can I fit into one day and what kind of crazy, title can I put on this video to make sure people are looking at it. At a certain point in time, none of that is going to matter because all of your subscribers are going to be sick and tired of it. They're going to be sick and tired of the, mean attitude and the way that stories are delivered with no emotion and no regard for that person's feelings that you're talking about. So it would be better to take some time off the internet than continue on this snowball effect that she has going right now. Having a bad day is not a cop out to be a mean person. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share those thoughts. You know, it is sort of crazy to think that even though Katie Joy is not a big creator on this platform, she has done so many things to hurt so many different, you know, people and communities with either tweets that she's put out or words that she has said or the way that she's handled just certain situations. Typically, you see this kind of behavior with, you know, bigger creators who have been making content for years and years and years, and they're just, you know, not nice people. But I don't know. I do think that people are starting to catch on, and I say this all the time. I am not a gatekeeper for anyone on YouTube. I do not say who gets to have a channel and who doesn't, but I do think that when it comes to the videos that you're putting out being full of misinformation, you know, delivered in such a sometimes negative way, it's just not a good look. And the whole, oh, but I'm a journalist, so I can talk about this and be paid for it. But then you're also talking about stupid stuff like, you know, Jeffree Star drama. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You're a drama channel. You've shown everyone that you cannot carry yourself like a journalist does. That is why nobody buys the I am a journalist token, you know? So anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. If you like the video, please leave me a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.